1971. Ah. I wish I had some fancy video editing stuff so I can make this a little more exciting, because it's pretty boring. Sorry. I'm a loser. Speaking of losing stuff, here's all of our paperwork we're dealing with. We're dealing with some receipts once again. Yay! What they do when you have a total catastrophic loss, or whatever the hell you want to categorize this freaking whole mess is, they come in and they are supposed to catalog, picture, and all that jazz, all of your belongings. So they did that, sort of. I don't know if they hired a bunch of left-handed monkeys, but they put everything on a list. And here's our list. Well, it's pretty thick, and there's lots of items on there. So our preferred vendor goes into our house and takes all of our stuff and puts it on this list and takes pictures of it. Bad pictures. Fuzzy ones, but you can't see anything sometimes. Piles of clothing, 266 items. Nice. So, that makes me mad. So then the fun part is where they send this list back to you as the recipient of absolutely nothing, because you just lost everything you own. So you get to sit there and go through and get really freaking depressed because you have none of this shit left. It's all in the dump. Alright. So, you got to go through and try and rack your brain on what this stuff costs by looking at pictures. Typically the pictures are useful. Sometimes the ones that we had, some of them were, you know, maybe a handful or so. But there's a lot of stuff on here. There is thousands. Every single freaking thing we owned is on this list. It's depressing enough having to go through and look at your own stuff that got thrown in the dump. But then they make you go through and try and put a price on all this stuff. You know what's even worse than that? They send you the frickin' list back and says, that's not good enough. Really? You know how much time we got into this crap? You have any idea what that's like to say, well, I lost everything I own, and then you're like, well, the prices aren't good enough. I'll give you the price is good enough. So then, after all that's all done, they send you this big CF of a thing. So, we were reimbursed. Line item total. This is everything on that list. It's not even done. Not even a quarter way done. At the end of this first pile of paper I was shaking in your face, the grand total of every single content that we could do, and it took us a lot of work. I mean, we had to hire somebody to go through and verify these prices on this list out of our own freaking pocket to make sure that this thing was accurate, because we didn't want to just throw numbers on there, throw too big of numbers on there, too small. We were trying to be fair, and it was so hard to do with those pictures that we had to hire another company to go through that list for us out of our own pocket to try and recover our stuff. So they send us this. The total on that thing was $140-some thousand. I don't remember. I'm not looking. It's depressing. Some of it we got reimbursed for. $43,497. Minus depreciation. Minus sales tax too. Minus what I have to pay for my public adjuster. You know what we get? 15 grand. That's it. To replace everything we fucking own. You want to sit? Yeah. Insurance companies are great. They'll save your ass when you're in a bind or whatever. I don't know. I'm not anti-big company, and I think we should all have insurance on stuff. This isn't right. Not at all. Not even close. Not even close. I talked to a guy that was renting a house in Virginia. Him and his family were renting the house, and the garage started on fire and burned up part of his house. And the town over there is coming together for him really good and raising some money and helping this guy out. And they should. Good for them. Good for him. I would give him money if I had extra money. I just don't. He had a different insurance company. Well, he didn't even have renter's insurance. And he says they're great. How depressing.